Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is PD Proudlock, and it is the player ratings video for yesterday's 2-0 win away down at Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park last night. Yes, we left it late with the 2 goals getting them, but as a Newcastle fan, and all others would say the same, we're delighted we've come away with 3 points this time, and not a defeat. Oh, yes, as I mentioned, it wasn't a great game. It wasn't pretty. There was a lot of drab moments in the game as well, I thought. But when we got them 2 goals, Palace just almighty collapsed after that. Definitely. You can tell when Zaha is not playing for them. You can see they tend to struggle a canny bit as well. So, yeah, but they did have some good chances, I thought, Crystal Palace, from the likes of Eze as well. I thought some of the balls were whipping in, were particularly dangerous, but just not a lot of Palace players getting on the end of them as well. We took our goals. First one through Wilson, great pass through JOELINTON, and Callum Wilson just slides it through the keeper's legs and into the back of the net to make us score 1-0 up. And then not long after that, Wilson also assisted a goal for JOELINTON. He took the shot on his left foot, and it did take a deflection off Gary Cahill, but it still went in the back of the net. But the goal was given for JOELINTON, and he was brilliant last night, JOELINTON. He worked his balls off. He was getting forward. He was having chances, a lot of them, as well. And you're thinking, one of these has got to go in, definitely, because of the chances he's creating. But which I'll get on to when I give my full player ratings in the video as well, definitely. So, here we go then. Let's get into them. Start off with goal, Caldolo. Another great performance. Pulled off some really good saves as well. And you just got to give the lad a pat on the back for the way he's just been playing lately since coming in for Dubravka. He's been pulling off great saves. He's been known to come for the ball when he needs to in the right place. And I've just been impressed with Caldolo lately so far. That performance, I'm going to give him an 8. Going to move into the back 4. Yes, it was a back 4 this time. Start off in the right back spot, and that was Javier Manquillo. Not a bad performance. I thought he was getting up and down the flanks. Some of his passing was a bit sloppy at times, and some of his crosses were a little bit off as well. Not beating the first man, or just going a little bit all over, I thought. But it wasn't a bad performance, so I'm going to give Manquillo a 6. Into the left-back spot, and that was Jamal Lewis. And again, a bit similar to Manquillo, I thought. Was getting up and down the flank. Again, some of the crosses just a little bit off as well. I think he did have one chance, Jamal Lewis, on his weaker foot it was. Fortunately, that one didn't go in, unfortunately. But not a bad performance, so I'll give Jamal Lewis a 6 as well. Into the 2 centre-backs, first of all, Federico Fernandez. And that was a great defensive performance from him, I thought. Good to see the Fernandez we have been seeing, and not the one where he was all over the place the past 2 games. Commanding, knew he had a job to do, and he certainly did that. Definitely. I'm going to give Federico Fernandez an 8. And alongside him, and that was Kieran Clark, and I thought that was a very good, solid performance from him as well, definitely. I thought some of his long balls were really good as well, to pick out other Newcastle players as well. And it's good to have him back in the squad. Bruce kept the faith in this lad. He thought he looked like he was on the way out a couple of years ago. But he's done very well, Kieran Clark. Great, and it's great to see him back. And I was impressed by that performance from him as well. He gets an 8 from me as well. Into the 2 centre midfielders. First of all, Jonjo Shelvey. And apart from his poor set pieces, the corner and the free kick, pretty not bad performance, I thought. He was making sure he could pick a play out to pass. It's good to see him back after after being out with a hernia, and hopefully we can now see Jonjo Shelvey kick on from there now, definitely. So as I mentioned, the only thing that let him down was his set pieces, I thought. So yeah, so I'm going to give Shelvey a 7. Alongside him, and that was Sean Longstaff. And again, not a pretty good performance from him as well. you can tell, as I mentioned, the difference when he's playing alongside either the likes of Shelby or Hayden than when he plays alongside Jeff Hendrick. There's a massive difference in there, definitely. And hopefully we now can see the Sean Longstaff we have been seeing. Now, hopefully we can see him now progress from there. So, yeah, pretty good performance from Sean Longstaff. I'll give him a 7 as well. Gonna move on to the right-hand side, and that was Jeff Hendrick, and that wasn't a good performance, unfortunately. I'm sorry. The bloke, he just doesn't offer anything. He's not good enough in this squad at the moment of time. It was probably understandable Bruce had to pick him in because of we've now got some players who are going to be on self-isolation after there's been some positive COVID tests by the looks of it. So, but just not a great performance from Jeff Hendrick, unfortunately. So I'm going to give him a 4. On the left-hand side, and that was Miguel Almiron, and I thought it was a bit of a quiet game, I thought, from him, to be honest. He's not a left winger. He's not a left-sided mid player. He's a central attacking midfielder, a number 10. And that's why he's where he plays at his best, in a number 10 role. So yeah. So you can tell the difference when he's playing as a number 10 than he is out on the wings. So yeah. So that's why I thought it wasn't brilliant by Miggy. But it was a quiet performance from him. So I'm going to give him a 5. Next position, I'm going to go with up front. Well, there was 2 up front. And first of all, I'm going to go with JOELINTON. He was my man of the match. I can't believe I'm saying this as well. He was phenomenal. He was taking Crystal Palace players on. He was getting forward. He was having chances. The only thing he needs to work more on is more of his shooting. Just to get it more on target, to test the keeper a bit more, and not to have him so many times blazing over. A lot of his shots were kind of being kept caught easily by the keeper. If JOELINTON just works on that a bit more, just puts his laces through a bit more, then hopefully he'll be able to test the keeper a lot more out. But he got his goal as well. I know it took a deflection, but if you give that as a Carrie Cahill or goal, I'm thinking, how way, man. He deserved a goal yesterday, JOELINTON, and he got it. He got it. My man of the match, and I'm going to give him a 9. And final position up front as well, and that was Callum Wilson, and it's great to have him back in the squad. Took his goal well. As I said, the pass from JOELINTON was exceptional, and then Callum Wilson, all he had to do was just slide it through the goalkeeper's legs to score, and he definitely did that. Great to see him back. I'm going to give Callum Wilson an 8. Into the substitutions, and the first one, it was Matt Ritchie that came on. Great to see him back as well. Was getting involved. Wasn't a bad performance, I thought, from Matt Ritchie when he came on. It's great to have him back in as well, because I think he's a grafter as well, Matt Ritchie. And you can tell he's a very important, decent player for us as well. And it's good to see him back, as I mentioned. So, not bad performance. I'm going to give Matt Ritchie a 6. And the last substitution, because we only made 2, and that was Fabian Schär. He came on with very little time remaining. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to mark him down. Or if I did, I'll just probably go down the middle and go with a 5. Now, into manager Steve Bruce. And you know what? Because he went with the back 4, we looked a lot more attacking. I'm going to give him a 7. And what we want to see from now on is just more of that to continue. Go with that kind of formation. 4 at the back. Just get rid of the whole wing-back system. Yes, you mentioned it. We're playing against bigger teams because we could get demolished. Well, we'll get demolished playing 5 at the back because of how unorganised we are, and all over the shop we look. So just please, Bruce, just go more with that kind of formation and more of attacking formation. And you never know, you might start to pick up more better results. And more fans just might change their opinion. But we just need to see that a lot more. The only criticism I'll give was Jeff Hendrick was poor. Didn't take him off in the game. He should have been substituted. And you did mention it wasn't a great performance, but we got the goals at the end. But I'll give him a 7. So that is my player ratings from what I've gone with from yesterday's game against Crystal Palace. Let me know in the comments section, would you agree with those ratings? If you were to change them, which ones would you change and why? Let me know in the comments section as always. Thank you for watching. Of course, don't forget to give this video a like, a comment. And of course, if you haven't checked me out before, please make sure you do hit the subscribe button. And until the next video I bring out, I shall catch us all later. Take care of yourselves. What would you score the players from yesterday's game? Let me know as always.